News 8 at 9, highway name change. The famous Illinoisan lawmakers want to honor with his very own expressway. And it's back, the winter weather slamming parts of Iowa. How much snow fell and what our weekend ahead will look like. Plus,
back to that same old place, our sweet home Cedar Rapids.
a musical goodbye. Why one Iowa mayor burst out in song during his final State of the City speech.
Now, live from WQAD, News 8 at 9 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina Laurie. Topping our news tonight, extreme weather is making its grand return to Iowa. The week started with spring, but it's ending with winter. Much of northern and western Iowa is blanketed in snow tonight. This is video from Interstate 35, just north of Clear Lake near the Minnesota border. As much as 10 inches fell, causing serious traffic backups. Several semis had trouble even staying on the road. The blizzard brought whiteout conditions to the Iowa-Nebraska border. In Sioux City, high winds made the already heavy snow even more dangerous. The winds gusted at 35 miles an hour. More than a foot of snow could be on the ground there when the storm ends. These photos from NASA show the impact of California's recent storm. Parts of the Pacific Ocean appear to look brown because heavy rains have resulted in sediment being pushed through state waterways and dumped into the ocean. The National Weather Service forecasts California will get even more rain this weekend. But here in the Quad Cities, we needed sunscreen a day ago, and now we have to bring out snow boots. What is this?
Oh, isn't it crazy to think that a couple of days ago we were in the 70s, and here we are. We have a little bit of snow on the ground ourselves. And
I know. I would give anything to be in California right now, rain or not.
I know, as long as it would be so much warmer than what we're seeing right now. But eventually we will be getting back into the 40s and 50s early this week. And then by the beginning of March, we're right back into some chilly weather.
Okay, not all good news. But thank you
No.
anyway, Sailor.
Thanks.
And if you are out and about this weekend, you can always stay up to date on the latest weather information with our Storm Track 8 weather app. There's an interactive radar, hour-by-hour forecast, and more. The app is free for both Apple and Android users. A Davenport man is in the hospital after two strangers rescued him from a burning trailer. The fire happened just off Cody Road in West Davenport. The rescuers were Allstate insurance employees in the area to repossess a car. The two say once they saw the flames, they stopped what they were doing and took turns trying to get the man out.
We were told by the neighbor he couldn't get him out, couldn't breathe. Me and Jerry here parked the truck. We ran up and was able to rotate in and out to get the gentleman outside. We drug him somewhat down the ramp until fire officials got here.
The cause of that trailer fire is still under investigation. Well, it's been 9 years since a fire destroyed part of downtown Maquoketa, and now major progress is being made to get it back. The fire took out 2/3 of the downtown retail businesses. The community has been working to bring them back to life. The city has spent $4 million so far fixing roads and sidewalks. People in the community say it's just the start of exciting things to come.
They just felt like things were not ever going to happen again and didn't know where to go, what to do with it. But you know, we have people that can do things, and so we got a theme out there that says Maquoketa can, and that really woke up the town that we can do things.
The city also hopes to bring more housing to the downtown area. A local bar is rewarding its customers for choosing not to drink and drive. Longshot Bar and Grill in Rock Falls, Illinois noticed people were leaving their cars in the parking lot after a night full of drinking. So the bar started leaving this note on people's cars. The note thanks the customer for not getting behind the wheel while drunk. Attached is a coupon for a free meal. The restaurant started giving out the coupons 2 months ago. It's given out 30 so far. Barbers, social workers, and funeral directors may no longer need a license to practice in Iowa for much longer. A bill in the Iowa House would remove the licensing requirement for a number of professions, including dietitians. At Genesis Hospitals, dietitians work with patients who need tube feeding or nutrition through their veins. Before they can be hired, they have to pass an exam and apply for a state license, which costs $120.
I know a couple other people who work in some other states because there are other states that you don't have to be licensed, and they feel like their work isn't very valued.
The governor's office says about 1/3 of Iowa's workers are licensed, and that's the highest level in the country. The governor says licensing expenses may prevent some people from going into those fields. President Donald Trump came out swinging against the media today, speaking to conservatives at the CPAC convention in Maryland this morning. He said the media should not be allowed to merely quote sources, but should have to name them.
As you saw throughout the entire campaign, and even now, the fake news doesn't tell the truth. It doesn't represent the people. It never will represent the people. And we're going to do something about it because we have to go out and we have to speak our minds and we have to be honest.
The president also said the border wall between the U.S. and Mexico is, quote, way ahead of schedule. He also promised the greatest military buildup in U.S. history. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says the administration is committed to major tax reform. He says it's President Trump's top economic priority. He expects Congress to approve a measure by August. President Obama may soon have a highway named after him if 2 Illinois state representatives get their way. Chicago's Robert Martwick wants to name the entire tri-state tollway in Chicago after Obama, and Chicago's LaShawn Ford wants to name I-55 from the tri-state to East St. Louis, the Barack Obama Expressway. The Illinois General Assembly will review both proposals. There's no timetable yet for a decision. Anyone born in Iowa between 1993 and 2009 may need to change their birth certificate. According to the Department of Public Health, the wallet-sized card issued during that time didn't give enough vital record information, which means it couldn't be used for identification purposes. If you want an updated version, you'll need to contact the Bureau of Health Statistics in Des Moines. People attending the final State of the City speech for the mayor of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, got to see a very different side of him.
Back to that same old man. Our sweet home, Cedar Rapids.
That's Mayor Ron Corbett, who wrapped up his remarks by joining a band to belt out a local version of the blues classic Sweet Home Chicago. Only this time it was Sweet Home Cedar Rapids. During his actual remarks, the mayor gave an emotional thank you to the citizens who helped the city fight flooding last fall.
And the most important lesson that I think, the value of community pride and ownership, we don't forget these lessons. The state of our city, the state of our all-America city, the state of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, will always be bright. Thank you very much.
The mayor decided last December not to run for re-election. Many speculate he may make a run for the governor's office. There's much more to come right here on WQAD News 8 at 9. Still ahead, the damage left behind. What's different in this satellite image of California compared to before the recent rainstorm?
You're watching WQAD News 8 at 9 with Johnny Ginver.